Hi, I'm Leif Winnaar, a professor and the author of a book called Blood Oil. Do you ever think that the foreign news just seems crazy? I mean, dictators, wars, extremists, terrorists. It seems that some countries are just bursting with violence and oppression, and you know that one way or another, that misery always ends up spilling back on us, whether we try to get involved or not. So ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Syria, Putin, Gaddafi, Saddam, the genocide in Darfur, Iran, the Soviet Union. For decades, our worst crises and threats have come from countries with one thing in common. These countries have a lot of oil and other natural resources. In these countries, bad men are selling off oil to pay for their armies and their guns and their bombs. And where does that money come from? Well, of course, ultimately, it comes from us consumers, when we buy what's made out of the raw materials that they're selling. This means that whenever we fill up, we may be sending aid to our enemies. And whenever we pay at the checkout, our cash may be funding suffering and injustice in some of the most awful places in the world. Right now, we're in business with the men of blood overseas, and they're causing a whole lot of trouble with our money. On this website, you'll see what all of us together can do to get us out of business with the men of blood. But first, we need to understand the problem we have right now. We need to understand where our money might be going when we shop. So, click on a few of the buttons below, and then meet me on the next page to see why our shopping is going to some of the most merciless men in the world.